Hi everyone, Russian fan is here. So today we'll be talking about Telegram OSINT. The reason why I'm talking about this is that I've received a lot of questions from people asking me like, how do you do OSINT in Telegram? Having a username of the threat actor, for example, in Telegram, how can you pivot with that information, right? And I have to say that I've had successes in the past with pivoting, to a specific threat actor, finding out their home address, their names, and mostly because I was lucky, right? And it's mostly because the threat actor were dumb enough to tie their personal phone number to the Telegram account. So when you do that, it's literally a game over because it can go back to everyone who had registered under that phone number, your mom, your sister, your brother, and it all ties to your, of course, home address, right? Like based on your personal phone number that you're using. So threat actor, they are more cautious about it nowadays. That's why they get the burner numbers, right, to register the Telegram accounts so that you cannot pivot from there. But still, people make mistakes. And, those mistakes kind of help us to uncover the person under that username. But, anyways, I talk too much. So, God's Eye. Many of you might have heard about the God's Eye. So, God's Eye was one of the most popular OSINT tool, yeah, between like Russians and Ukrainians. Um, and it stopped working in 2025, and I will explain to you why. But with the help of God's Eye, right? Like people can search for like taxpayer identification numbers of the person, the vehicle VIN number, Russian social security number, like or a pension number, physical address, like people who were tied to the phone number, etc., like a lot of things. So you can get a bunch of like goodies from the God's Eye. And in 2025, okay, here's when it gets interesting. So let's look at this article here real quick. I have to like apologize in advance here because I use Google Translator, who wouldn't, to translate this article from Lenta.ru, which is a Russian newspaper, from Russian to English. So the translation might not be like 100% correct here, right? But you can see in the headlines here that says Ukrainians will enter this market. Russian intelligence agencies have cracked down on data mining services, which tells me one thing here that one of the reasons that led to God's Eye shutdown was that Putin doesn't want his citizens' data to be leaked or easily accessed by someone else, right? And that would like, disrupt the whole like whatever military operations or whatsoever. But going down this article here, you can see that God's Eye, the largest Telegram bot for mining people's personal data, has suspended operations following surges of its partners. The bot's creator, Yevgeny Antipov, linked the searches to Russia first criminal case under the Russian Criminal Code 272.1, which imposes penalties for the illegal collection and storage of personal data. I cannot read. Oh my gosh, I'm like running out of breath. Personal data of Russian citizens, as well as for creating information resources based on it for dissemination. What kind of translation is that? Anyways, the point here is that, with the shutdown of God's Eye, it did not, disrupt the whole Telegram ecosystem, which means there are bots out there that are replicating the God's Eye logic, right? And other bots have the same logic as the God's Eye, and you can, still like use them to search for people's data. So I know that, Russia right now has been really strict with like the Telegram bots that are exposing personal data. For example, this one, the user box Telegram, which is another like OSINT bot that was pretty popular. A Moscow court has arrested the owner of the user box Telegram bot for breaching the owner of the userbox personal data search bot for allegedly illegally using translating computer information containing personal data. Again, criminal code 272.1 according to the core file. So they've been tracking those developers pretty hard, I have to say. And again, this doesn't stop the whole ecosystem, right? It still continues. And I'm going to show you some of the bots that I've used in the past to like track down certain threat actors. And with that, let's get it started. Going back to the Telegram ecosystem, right? Like I was telling you before, when you shut down one services, you are giving birth to multiple services that are going to operate in the same way, right? Like doesn't matter how many breach forums you shut down, it's going to be always another forum. And this is the same with Telegram services and bots, right? If you have ever used God's Eye in the past, you would know like how it's structured. And by looking at this bot here, you can see that it really resembles like God's Eye. You can see like the contact, like the personality, where you get information about the person's full name, the date of birth, the contacts, including emails and the phone numbers, and the transports, the VIN number of the car, right? And social media accounts like vk.com, which was pretty popular also back in my days. I also still have a vk.com account, and I have like a bunch of like information there still. So like people will like go and like find information about me and then get back to me and be like, oh my God, like I found this on you. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess like my OPSEC was pretty bad back in the days and still bad. Not, I am actually ashamed of that. But anyways, that's like a totally different conversation. So you would see like the Telegram accounts, like if they've used any other login IDs in the past, right? Usernames in the past, all the documents, informations that are previously told you about, like the tax identification numbers, etc. The houses that the person owns, and possibly the faces. So you can actually send the face of the person to the bot, and it will like search through like all the databases and give you the matches. For example, you would send a face of me, and it will give you my vk.com profile, right? Profile page, social media page. So one of the feature that God's I had before is that you can hide your information by filing a form where you explain why you want that information to be hidden, right? Is your life under like danger? Are you gonna be like dead tomorrow because someone is going to like leak your data and expose your home address and find out where you live and come after you? And you have to give a proof for that. So, I tried to like hide my information, it didn't work. And I guess the whole review process pretty rigorous for that. But this bot also has the option to hide the information, right? And it says a slot is the ability to hide one type of data from search. For example, one full name with date of birth, one phone number, one email, or one record about relative. And they say that this service is pretty expensive because hiding data is an exception to the principle of free access to information, right? So, in the past when I was like trying to search for information on a specific like threat actor, and I would not be able to get that information because they decided to hide their data, right? Like how sneaky it is. And yeah, so that information could not be obtained in the past from like specific threat actors. So this bot also follows the same structure or similar, where you can search for the Telegram username. You can search for the full name, password, Facebook, IP, cars, your username again. It can be like any other usernames that you've seen, in public on other forums, email address and the phone number and the face, right? And you know 70% of, I have to say, of those bots are pretty legit. Like when you pay, you get the services that you need, but still, like, watch out for like 30% of the services out there, the bots out there, because they can be really scammy and you never know, right? So I also have to mention that previously, right, in God's Eye. So when I was using God's Eye and I would like to, get the full information about the threat actor's account, right? If I found a phone number tied to that username, you cannot reveal the phone number because your Telegram account doesn't have a Russian number, right? So I would have to like to go get a Russian phone number to be able to pivot to the phone number of that specific account, right? So they're like still trying to protect the data of their citizens by, allowing Russian citizens only to search for Russian citizens, which is pretty interesting. One thing I kind of dislike nowadays about Telegram is that it became way more strict compared to like a year or two ago, right? They started deleting a bunch of accounts that were performing illegal or suspicious activities, which means all my favorite bots that I was using are gone. And I have to spend a lot amount of time to like find the bot that I really like. And oh my gosh, like the number of times I stumble upon like TikTok posts about someone posting like the lookup service, right? Like, here, check out this like Telegram lookup service, and it appeared to be like a freaking scam. So you have to like scrape through this like posts and forums or whatever to find like the really good ones. And this one is one of my favorite ones, and it got deleted, but it's not the end of the world because they have like a mirror link, right? Where you can go and, get a new bot. So, a lot of like Telegram groups started doing that, having a mirror link where you can like just, either bots get deleted, users can just go to their website and get the new bot link, right? So pretty helpful. And this one was my favorite bot because it would include the chats, not the private conversations, but when you like, search for username, it would, pull up the chats where that username was observed in. It's mostly like, public Telegram channels. And in the past, I was able to like, view threat actors' conversations when they were like selling exploits or sharing exploits or asking for, help on certain things. And there's one time when like, I dug up a conversation of the threat actor back like from like 7, 8 years ago when they were like in some weird anime chat talking about them being like a teenager and doing weird things. But anyways, I love that capability, to be able to like look for messages from threat actors being left openly in Telegram groups. Yeah. So I really, hope that it's was helpful to you, the content today, to leverage that to be able to track down the threat actors who have really bad OPSEC out there, right? Who tie their private phone number to their Telegram account. And I hope that it will help you find the right information and report that to law enforcement because, we're doing the same thing here, right? Saving the world from the bad guys. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video today. It was pretty weird, short, and of me ranting about stuff. And you know where to find me. And if you have any questions, you can always use the Telegram bot to find my email address, my vk.com, whatever it's out there. Anyways, see you later.